This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and as a promise to be fair, I decided to go check out the Assassin's Creed movie and actually give it a review. Reason being because I did a video where I talked about Hollywood and video game movies, and if we ever get a movie that will basically live up to the legacy of its video game property. Sorry, got tongue twisted on that word for a minute. Anyway, so I talked about how I saw the reviews and people were giving shaky reviews on Assassin's Creed. Some of the comments they made were humorous to me because they reflected some of the comments people have made about the video game series as well. So I decided, you know what, let me check it out just to see what's going on with it. Thankfully, I didn't have to pay for the ticket. By the way, that was really ridiculous how they did that whole pre-order for the movie and how they had all these different pricing tiers. Like, jeez, that was kind of disgusting in a way. But hey, it is what it is. Some people might have been very, very hyped and wanted the T-shirt or the watch or the replica and all that stuff. You know, someone might have been willing to pay the what was it, $1,200 with the highest tier for that replica and all that stuff. I mean, I guess if you got the burn and you don't care like that, shit, why not? Anyway, so let's get to the movie itself. Now I mentioned in that other video how someone did a review and they were talking about how they didn't understand the story, but the action was cool, and I made a comment that hey, it's very reflective of the video game. Um, that stands true after watching it. The way that they executed things, I won't say the story was as convoluted as the video game franchise, but they were kind of vague in certain key places. Like, light spoilers. I'm not going to try to get into too many spoilers, even though I have the warning in the beginning. I just don't want to divulge a whole lot. Mostly because there really isn't a whole lot to divulge, but everything revolves around the Apple of Eden and the struggle between the Titans and Templars for this apple. Michael Fassbender is, of course, an ancestor of an assassin. Nothing new. We knew that. And they placed him in the Animus, Abstergo, slash the Templars. They found him, put him in the Animus, and tried to use his memories to find out where the apple was. Um, Pretty much, you got a quick scroll talking about what the apple of Eden, why it's important. A quick little segment with Michael Fassbender's ancestor, and then that's pretty much it. There was really no build up to this whole thing, no serious explanation of the whole Templar assassins thing. You just basically got the cursory assassins are trying to protect the apple and protect free will. The Templars want to take free will and away because they believe it will make the world a better place. And that's generally the basis of the Assassin's Creed series, in a nutshell. Although I believe there's a little more depth to it in a video game, but that was just it for the movie. And then off you go. They get Michael Fassbender. They try to show a couple of moments where you're supposed to connect with the character, where you see him have loss, and that 5 minutes is supposed to give you all you really need to know about why you should feel for him. And then there's, of course, a couple of more scenes where they try to make callbacks to that moment in his life as a kid that changed him forever. Um, you just don't really build a relationship with Michael Fassbender's character. And you don't really build a relationship with just about anybody. The closest that you get to doing that, in my opinion, is with the protagonist's daughter, who is in control of the whole project. You get a little byplay between them, and you see like how things are with them, kind of throughout the movie. But yeah, they weren't really concerning themselves with building characters, building story. It's basically, let's get to the animus and let's show you how cool this stuff is. I mean, again, it very much reflected the video game in a lot of ways. Now, if you're going into this as someone who's never played the video game, you're gonna have probably a lot of problems with this movie because, again, they don't necessarily build characters, so you're not really understanding why you should care about Michael Fassbender outside of the Animus or inside of the Animus. All you know is when he's in the Animus, he's this badass assassin. When he's out, he's supposedly some troubled dude who has a bone to pick from his past. Um, you don't really get a sense of the other assassins because there are more assassins in the movie. Um, you get kind of the idea that all of them have been used in this project, but there's not really anything done to make you aware of like how significant all the other assassins' role are. All you know is that they're there with Michael Fassbender. They don't want him to go into the Animus and divulge the secret of Eden. But there's really not much interaction between them and Michael Fassbender. Really, um, breaking it down between Jeremy Irons as the protagonist and his daughter, and a couple of scenes with Michael Fassbender and the daughter, no one really gets any um, dialogue between each other. Even when you're in the Animus, there's no relationship building between Michael Fassbender and his assassin um, friends. And so, if you're looking for some type of depth of story to learn about who these people are, get a good sense of them, good luck. You can figure it out yourself. You're good, but they're not going to necessarily flesh out anything for you. So it basically boils down mostly to the action, which the action was cool. Again, relating to the gameplay, the game itself, the gameplay is really really cool. It's the story and stuff that you don't feel like it's worth it. But hey, I get to see them do some cool things. Um, the assassins have some cool fights. Uh, but there's not that many, and the movie goes by quick. It's a really short movie. It felt like it was an hour and a half. I think it's about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. It blows by, and you really don't get much out of it as far as storytelling goes. It's just your basic. You got a hero, you got a protagonist. Hero's gonna do cool stuff to save the day, and the villain gets foiled. And then there's a vague, again, this is all about being vague, I think, in my opinion, with this movie. There's a vague allusion to, hey, you got a possibility of a sequel if this does well enough. So, um, yeah, if I were rating this out of a 5-star rating, anywhere between 2.5 and 3 stars. The action is standard action adventure fare. Nothing necessarily super stood out. There were, some things that were done in the action sequences that looked cool, but I can't say that it was anything that we haven't seen that was that dynamic compared to some other action adventure movies that we've seen where there's been hand to hand combat. Uh, yeah, it was just a movie. It was a time passer. I mean, I can't say that you're gonna hate it. If you do, I can understand. If you like it, I can understand. But it's just one of those. It just sits there in the middle as, hey, here's a movie. You might want to check it out. You might not. There was some cool stuff in it, but I'm sure the average viewer who has no investment in Assassin's Creed would be a little lost and not really care at the end what the story was. You'd just be in it for the action sequences at that point. Um, and for someone who's a big fan of Assassin's Creed, I mean, if you're a fan like me who understands the jankiness of it, you'll be like, all right, this is cool. Can't say it was like something that was like, hell yeah, let's run that again, but it was cool. Um, if you're a diehard fanatic fan, you might be a little disappointed. Because yeah, most of the movie was like they said, spent outside of the animus, and when they were in the animus, it was just these brief combat scenes. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a middle ground 2.5 type movie. You might like it, you might not. It's nothing special, but anyway, there's my review. It's been a while since I've reviewed stuff because I haven't been catching up with Walking Dead. Been so busy, school wore me out and all that. I need to catch up with all that stuff and do at least an overview for you guys so I could tell you what my opinion is of the season up to that point. But yeah, there you have it. The Assassin's Creed movie review. Um, we'll see what happens. It's still other properties are cursed with the problems that Marvel seems to only be able to really want to fix or at least try to address. And who knows? Maybe I mean, again, it's not a horrible movie, but it's just not gonna be a movie that you're gonna think about down the road unless somebody says, "Hey, you want to watch Assassin's Creed?" And after you watch it, you'll quickly forget. At least that's how I feel. But anyway, as always, you guys feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak Magus, and I'm out. Deuces.